Hello there. Today we're going to look at Skate by Paak and Bruno with their Silk Sonic project. I really like this song because it has a great aesthetic and the chords underpinning the melody are really interesting for a pop song. This song is in the key of F, I think, so it starts off on the minor 3 chord, the A minor, and it'll go to a B flat major 7 over C, which is going to be our 5 chord. So it'll sit on the A minor for 6.5 beats. Then on the AND of 3, we play the A. Then on the E of 4, we play the B flat. Then on the 1 beat, we land on the B flat major 7 over C again, which will then transition the same way back into the A minor chord. So on the AND of 3, we play the C. Then on E of 4, we play the G. Finishing on the A minor chord. Hold it for 6.5 beats again, do the same thing. AND of 3, E of 4, landing on the B flat major 7 over C, which will now only hold for 3 beats. Then we have the stop in the drums, and then we have that changing sequence. I can't play the whole sequence and count it out at the same time, otherwise I'll run out of breath. But this is what the changes sound like. Starting from the A minor, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... There's a 16th rhythm guitar part that you can play over this bit as well. So it would start off on A minor triad here. And it would go to this B flat major 7 triad. So this would be a slide up onto the A minor, 1 E, then and a 2 E, and a 3 E, and a 4 E, and then a slide here as well, 1 E, and a 2 E, and a 3 E, and a 4 E, and it would repeat those parts for the corresponding chord. You really got to look out for here, making sure you're getting the right pick strokes as well. So this is going to be down, down, up, down, up, 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 down, up, down, down, up, down, up, 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 down, up, down, down, up, down, up, 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 down, up. This changing sequence is probably the hardest part in the whole song. It starts on the AND of the 4 of the previous bar, and it's a bunch of semiquaver, semiquaver, quaver clusters running into each other. So it starts off on this A and D, and comes down to this G and C, then back up to the A and D, then it does the G and C to an F and A, then we have the F and A to an E and G, and then the last quaver of that sequence is going to be a B flat over C, and then we come up to a C over D. So when we're playing this, it's important to actually use your pinky here. See how we've now got these 2 fingers available, because we need to do a really quick change to this B flat over C. This would sound like, and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a... Closer to speed it would be... The verse and chorus sequences have a high 16th note guitar part that starts off on the 2 of each bar. So we're going to begin here on the D minor chord, and then we're going to go to a C chord. So this will be 2 E and up. So it's down, up, up. Then on the E of 3, 3 E and 4 E and up. So it's going to be up, down, down, up. And we're going to take this same strum pattern up to this C here, which is going to come down to this D here. So that will be 1 E and 2 E and Then this more or less repeats 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. But this time we go up to this D, 3 E and a 4 E and a, which is just like, a D chord, but all the way up on the 14th fret. Then it repeats the original sequence. Then on the fourth time where it would be, instead we have an A minor chord for the 1, then we come up to this B flat major 7 on the 2, and then on the 4 we have this C6 over D. And we hold on to that for the rest of the next bar as well. This whole sequence would sound like this. 1. The pre-chorus starts off on this D minor in second inversion with the A in the bass, comes down to a C in second inversion with the G in the bass, and then a B flat in second inversion with the F in the bass. That would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we have in the next bar this guitar lick with a slide on the 1 E coming up to this D minor chord, and a 1 E and a, down, down, up. Then it does it again on the third beat, down, down, up. Then it reverses this pattern, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we have a slight variation on this little lick. We're going to do the slide here, 1 E and a. Then on the 3 again, 1 E and a. Then we come back down again, D minor, C, B flat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the guitar lick again, 1 E and a, 2 E and a. And then on the and of 3, we have this B flat minor 7 chord, and then A flat major 7 chord on the and of 4, which we hold until the and of 4, where we get a G minor chord, and up to an A minor chord on the and of 1, and then on the and of 2, we have this B flat add 9 over C, which is very staccato, this is a stop. On the recording, it sounds like the voicings are, but that's not very fun to play on guitar. You could just play the normal chords if you wanted. Let the rest of the band fill it out. In my desperate attempt to get this video out as fast as possible, some of my false statements are less true than I would like them to be. For example, in the pre-chorus, rather than D minor, C, B flat, I actually think it's B flat major 7, A minor 7, G minor 7. Where I went wrong was I wasn't listening to the bass. So what the bass is playing is B flat, A, G. So my D minor chord would fit into this B flat major 7. My C chord would fit into this A minor 7. And my B flat chord would fit into this G minor 7. This would sound like. Now the bridge has all the best parts in it, so we start off on the D flat major 7 over E flat, which we hold for 2 bars before going to an A flat major 7, which we hold for a bar and a half, and then on the third beat we go to this B flat minor 7, and on the fourth beat we go to this B major 7, then on the next bar we have this B over C sharp, which we hold for 2 bars before going to this F sharp major 7. And then on the and of 4 in that bar, we jump up to this B flat over C, which we hold for the rest of the bar before going back into the intro sequence. This would sound like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's have a talk about the theory behind the chords in this song. So the verse chorus progression starts off with D minor before going to a C, A minor, up to a D major. So D major doesn't actually appear in F. So they've tweaked this D minor chord up to a major chord. So that really pricks your ear when you hear it. Okay, whoa, that's not quite right either. I can see where you went wrong. You weren't listening to the bass. So the bass is playing a G, while the guitar is playing a D minor. So what we're getting is a G minor 9 chord. The G minor 9 chord has a D minor triad inside the chord already. The G minor 9 is a pretty complex chord. It's got 5 different notes in it, whereas a D minor only has 3 notes in it. So it's pretty easy to just slide that into the G minor chord. Then we go to the C, then we have the A minor, then we have the D. So the G minor is the 2 of F to the 5 of F, then we jump up to the 2 of G to the 5 of G, which pushes us back to the G minor, which you could see as the 1 chord of G or the 2 chord of F. This kind of progression is really great at creating loops because it just pushes itself back into itself. Another part that I really like in this song is the change in the pre-chorus. After we've done the 4, 3, 2, we jump up to the minor 4 chord and then down to the flat major 3 chord. And then the 2, 3, 5. Now these chords are modal interchange chords. So they provide quite a lot of colour when you add them into your song. So I think they've done a really great job of actually doing this in a pop song. The bridge is where a lot of really interesting stuff happens. So we're coming in off the C major 6 over D, which is going to be a neighbouring dominant chord to this D flat major 7 over E flat. This is now the 5 chord of the A flat major 7. Then we're going to have a run up into the 5 chord of F sharp major 7, 5 chord, down to 1 chord, and then we have this B flat major 7 over C as a 5 chord to the A minor 7 here. So this isn't actually an A minor 7. Rick Beato has talked about this in a recent video, and I've noticed it in a few other songs as well. The way that you should be interpreting this A minor 7 is more as a F major 9 chord, just without the root. But it could also be the A minor 7 of the intro progression, which happens next. It's a really, really interesting change. Chances are, if you made it this far through the video, you found it somewhat useful. If this is the case, could you please consider subscribing to my channel? Or maybe leave a like or comment your favourite part about the song we just covered. If you like live performance videos as well, I upload videos to a channel called Trillissic Studios. You should be able to find a link around my head somewhere.